Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Just want to say a couple of things before we get started with today's episode, so bear with me for the first 2 minutes or so. First of all, the channel reached 40,000 subscribers this past weekend, and I honestly can't tell you guys how much that means to me. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and for continuing to support me, whether you've been here from the very beginning or whether you've joined the channel recently. I actually want to do something special for 40k, but I didn't think of anything too cool, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to work on that as soon as possible. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. I'm really looking forward toward the future. Second thing I wanted to actually mention was something I saw in the comments section on the last Road to Ranked episode. One of my viewers mentioned the fact that this channel has basically become only a battle spot channel, with me kind of dropping the ball on all the additional content, and I just want to offer a formal apology to you guys. This summer I thought I'd be able to manage all the additional series that we usually have, like Trainer Tip Tuesdays and Team Review Thursdays and whatnot. The reality is I just got really busy, and I still prioritize a lot of other things over YouTube. Obviously I've been trying to get Road to Ranked out on a daily basis, but the other things I haven't been too great with. And at this point, another thing he mentioned was me mentioning all these different things that I want to do, but then not following up with it, and he was right on that, so I do have to apologize. I've mentioned all these different things that I plan on doing and then never really getting around to it. So at this point, I'm still going to be working on additional content, just, on the I'm going to be finishing it up and then actually making sure that I can announce it to you guys when it's ready, instead of announcing it and then not following up with it. So I just wanted to extend that apology to you guys, because I know for some viewers it bothered them, so I just wanted to get that out there. But for those that continue to support even just Road to Rank, thank you guys, it really means a lot to me. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to mention. I took the last couple of days off actually from YouTube, since I really just needed a mental break from it, and I had some other things going on, but I am back, and we are back on a daily basis, so it should be exciting. This team now, as you see, it is a brand new season, meaning, brand new team as well. This one was built by my friend Hibiki VGC, who is an Austrian player who qualified for Worlds, featuring Mega Alakazam, but some other cool stuff like Bisharp, Bug Buzz, Fiery Dance, Rage Powder, Volcarona with Rocky Helmet, Life Orb and Assault Vest Landers, and typical Rotom and Bisharp. But Mega Alakazam, really fun. I've played a couple of games with it, and it's been able to do some nifty things already. So currently sitting at a rating of 15-16. I'm gonna play some games off stream probably in the next couple of days just to get our rating a bit higher, but it should be really exciting. And yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to mention, as we're gonna find Carlo from England with a rating of 1500. And as always, if you enjoy Road to Rank, please show support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Carlo's got a pretty strong team here of Greninja, Garchomp, Ferrothorn, Charizard, Gengar, and Sylveon. So Greninja, always the scariest Pokemon that my opponent can have. I absolutely just hate playing against it. Alakazam here, really good against Gengar, Charizard, and Garchomp, just with Psychic and Hidden Power Ice. So definitely think that can help me out a lot. Bisharp here also really good, just because of the Focus Sash, and I can survive attacks and then dish out damage as well. Figuring out what I'm going to want to lead with here is a bit difficult, though. This team, as you can see, is relatively slow outside of Alakazam, actually, which is kind of weird, but I think I like Alakazam Rotom Wash with... This is a tough call. It's actually one of the games where all of your Pokemon could definitely see usage, but I think I want Bisharp here. I mean, Assault Vest Landers helps a lot, but I'm leaning towards Virizion here, just because I outspeed the Charizard and the Garchomp, whereas with Landers I don't. However, in doing so, I'm not going to have a way to hit the Ferrothorn for super effective damage by not bringing Volcarona, but you know what? I'm going to opt for that, and we're going to lock in here. So Mega Alakazam going to be able to make its first use on Road to Ranked. Not exactly the most popular Mega Evolution in VGC, really hasn't seen much usage at all, but Hibiki was able to pilot this to a pretty decent record in the last international challenge. So I think it's a really fun team, especially since we're climbing the lower ladder right now, so I'm excited to feature it. But gonna lead with my Alakazam and Rotom Wash against my opponent's Gengar and Greninja. Probably a more ideal lead matchup. I mean, it's better for me at this point, I would say. So I think this first turn what I'm going to do is just Mega Evolve Protect with my Alakazam. You did see the moveset there. Psychic, Hidden Power Ice, Skill Swap, and Protect. Skill Swap allows you to do a lot of fun things, but I'm just going to try to break Gengar's potential Focus Sash here, figure out what item the Greninja has, see what type it turns into through Protean as well. Trace here allows me to actually trace Protean, which is kind of useless, though I guess with Hidden Power Ice it can be kind of funny. I I think actually, well, I mean, I should be outspeeding him. He goes for the Thunderbolt there with Gengar onto Rotom Wash. Did not see that one coming. Very interesting. Actually going for the Dark Pulse here as well. Did he target down the Alakazam? Yeah, he did. Okay. As Rotom goes for the Thunderbolt here onto Gengar. So, you know, we trade damage, but I definitely got the better end of it since both of his Pokemon are so darn frail. One funny thing I can do here is actually switch into Virizion, because presumably he's going to Dark Pulse Alakazam again, giving me the Justified boost. I'm actually kind of tempted to do that right now. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. And I'm actually going to go for the Thunderbolt onto Greninja here. I want to weaken both of my opponent's Pokemon to the point where one more attack can finish it off. It looks like, you know, he has some difficulty dealing with the Rotom being especially defensive as it is. So Alakazam, while a fun Pokemon to use, I think it's going to want to switch out here just to not get knocked out immediately. So it can really help out with the Pokemon my opponent has in the back. He actually goes for the Grass Knot here. Actually a good play here because the Protean is going to change into the Grass type. It's not going to do too much damage to Rotom, but at the same time helps him out. He goes for the Destiny Bomb there with Gengar as well. Wow. Just full of tricks right now from my opponent's end. I'm going to get a Thunderbolt off here, but obviously against a Greninja, which turned into Grass type, not too helpful. Still does a good amount of damage though. So I'm going to bank off the fact he's not going to go for the Grass Knot, probably going for an Ice Beam. And I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump on a Greninja here. Even though I'm risking the accuracy, I know Hydro Pump can probably knock him out if he's not Water type, whereas a Thunderbolt won't. It looks like he is going to lock himself into, not lock himself into, but use the Ice Beam. So Special Greninja here. I see he goes for another Destiny Bomb with Gengar, which is exactly why I'm not targeting it down. As Rotom goes for the Hydro Pump, and it connects with Greninja, which is fantastic. So, should go down here, seeing how much Thunderbolt did there originally, as it does faint. So, we pick up a quick lead here. Rotom Wash really carrying this game right now, just hasn't really taken much damage at all. It's been able to knock out, you know, the Greninja completely and do so much damage to the Gengar. So he's going to bring in Ferrothorn, which is slightly problematic. Knowing that I don't have great answers to Gengar, or Ferrothorn, excuse me, I mean, yeah, I can still burn it. I think here I'm just going to go straight for the Close Combat and the Thunderbolt. Though I guess if he has Sludge Bomb, he could potentially knock out Virizion, but he's going to protect here with Ferrothorn. Good play on his end. What does Gengar go for here? Well, slower than his Gengar slower. Oh, he goes for the Destiny Bond. I'm actually completely okay with that because, sure, we trade knockouts as the Thunderbolt here is going to knock out Gengar. But you know, Rotom has done its job, basically. It knocked out the two frailer Pokemon on my opponent's end that was a bit more of a threat offensively. So, you know, we both lose our Pokemon here, but he didn't go for anything like a Will-O-Wisp or Icy Wind or a Sludge Bomb. All attacks, which sometimes, you know, they carry. So, I'm okay with that. I'm going to bring in Bishop here because I know my opponent might have Virizion potentially as the last one. It's going to be that Charizard, though, which I'm more than okay with as Bishop comes in here. So given that it's Charizard, yeah, I mean, Bishop here actually just seals up the deal as well. I'm just going to go for the Close Combat, and I'll go for the Sucker Punch, because it does more damage than Knockoff. So Charizard's going to Mega Evolve. Sucker Punch should be a 2-hit KO, so as long as nothing crazy happens here, I mean, if he's like Chople Ferrothorn, I could lose here, but otherwise, or if he goes for a Double Protect, I guess, which would actually be a good play on my opponent's end. So let's see what he goes for. Nope, he's not going to go for the double here, so going to get that Sucker Punch off, should do over 50%, so another one will be able to knock it out. Virizian's going to be able to connect with the Close Combat here, that should knock out Ferrothorn, as it does, instantly takes that out with the Life Orb, as this is going to fall. Charizard probably going to launch a Heat Wave, but with the Mega Alakazam in the back, I know I can seal up the game with the fast Psychic, so even without the Sucker Punch, I'm fine. But you do see the Rocky Helmet and the Iron Barbs there on, you know, the Ferrothorn. Really strong Pokemon. It gave me a lot of trouble when I played against it at Nationals. He actually goes for the Fire Blast with Charizard. Not the move you see on Charizard every day. Typically you see Flamethrower or Overheat, but not Fire Blast. You know, players sometimes like to opt for Flamethrower, especially at US Nationals. Angel Miranda and his other friends, including Jody, used the Flamethrower, you know, for 100% accuracy. So it's like 100% accurate Charizard with Flamethrower, Solar Beam, and Hidden Power Ground. But this one, opting for Fire Blast, so really wanting that damage output without the decrease of special attack. Regardless, though, we're going to be able to pick up a 3-0 win here. Mega Alakazam, unfortunately, not doing too much other than baiting attacks away, but still, you know, a nice way to get the season started. So, pretty fun game there. You know, Greninja is always actually a really scary Pokemon to go up against, at least in my personal experience. For some of you guys who may have watched one of my really old streams, I lost against a Toxic Spike Greninja in one of the international challenges. So it's one of those Pokemon where you really have no idea what it's carrying, especially because I think Physical Greninja is actually really strong. When you run moves like a Low Kick and Gunk Shot, you can one-hit KO other Pokemon that you're hitting for super effective damage. We're going to find Richard from the US with a rating of 4887, though, for our next opponent of the day. And let's see if Mega Alakazam can do a bit more here. Richard rocking some pretty interesting Pokemon. We see Glaceon, which actually really takes me back since I used Glaceon in VGC 2009 and in VGC 2012 on a Hail team. Togekiss, Rotom Wash, Lopunny, Heatran, and Nidoking. So immediately I can tell Alakazam can, Psychic a lot of things here, which is always great. Pair that with a Landorus, which can Earthquake, and we're in business here. But, he does have the Tailwind option. I think Rotom Wash is really good against my opponent's entire team, though. So I'm going to lead with Alakazam and Rotom Wash, just because Alakazam puts on a lot of pressure immediately from the get-go. Let's see. This is also a game where I could see myself bringing all my Pokemon. Vocal Corona would be kind of nice for the redirection support, but otherwise it doesn't get any damage off, so I don't want to be caught in a position where I can't get damage. I think I'm going to want Virizion here to knock out the Rotom just with a Leaf Blade, and I can, knock out Heatran as well. For the last one, it's between Landorus and Bisharp. Both of them make sense, but I like Bisharp a bit more here because with Focus Sash, I can survive any attack and just dish out damage in return. I can also Iron Head the Togekiss, which I can definitely foresee as a threat. So, Mega Alakazam here can also get a super effective Psychic off just to knock out Lopunny and the Nidoking immediately, but I'm wondering what Pokemon on my opponent's team has a Choice Scarf, since that looks like a team where multiple Pokemon would want to carry a Scarf. Looks like we're going to see Togekiss and Rotom Wash from my opponent's end, though, which I'm okay with, but kind of scary, actually. I'm probably going to want to aggressively target down Togekiss here immediately, so I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt. Do I want a Psychic, or do I want to Protect? You know what? He's probably going to want to set up Tailwind. If that's the case, I'd rather just knock out Togekiss. Basically, the reason why I want to get that out of the way is because, one, it removes redirection from my opponent's end, and two, he doesn't have a way to knock out Virizion very well. So, I just want to eliminate basically the biggest threat on my opponent's team to my Virizion right now. He can't do too much offensive-wise. He's going to have to double target the Alakazam if he wants to knock it out, but that does mean like he won't be able to set up Tailwind, and Alakazam, being the fastest Pokemon here, is going to get a Psychic off. I'm going to trace the Levitate, which could help out, he actually protects with Togekiss, though. Nicely done. Does Rotom Wash protect, or does he go for a Thunderbolt? Nope, looks like he's going to be going for an attack, so I walk right into that one. As Rotom, going to go for that Thunderbolt into my Rotom. So probably predicting the Protect, but, great turn by my opponent there. So I'm going to make the same play, I think, here. And I still want to really get rid of that Togekiss. Even though Rotom got a Thunderbolt off, I knew there's nothing my opponent can do that really sets me back there unless he crits or knocks out my Alakazam somehow. But I'm going to get the Psychic off. That does a lot of damage, actually. Let's get a critical hit. I actually fortunately outspeed, so using the fast Rotom here really helping me out. And no Citrus Berry on Togekiss either, so that goes down immediately, getting rid of a really big threat to my team. His Rotom continuing to launch a Thunderbolt, but not taking down the Alakazam, so this Rotom's going to be able to take another one. Proccing the Citrus Berry, I'm going to be able to heal back up. And obviously I can take one more Thunderbolt, so Thunderbolt being a 2-hit KO, really helping me out here. Glaceon coming out from my opponent's end, pretty cool to see that. I know Leaf Blade can, or I guess Close Combat also knocks either of them out. So I'm actually just going to double target the Glaceon here. Though Glaceon is actually really special defensive, I believe. No, he's more defensive, if I recall correctly. So I'm going to go for the double target here, see if I can pick up a KO. I'm not anticipating it, but any free damage is good. I don't know what a Glaceon's really doing on my opponent's team when he doesn't have Hail up, but... Oh, he goes for the Shadow Ball. Nice. I think they'll knock out Alakazam. Let's see. No, I actually hang on with 23 HP. I just normally expect Alakazam to faint anything, so the double target coming out here also going to be able to pick up the knockout onto Glaceon. So Alakazam's stab boosted Psychic really coming out clutch right now. He's going to go for another Thunderbolt, once again targeting Rotom Wash, so Alakazam managing to hang around for yet another turn. So we are up 4-2 now with the Virizion in the back. Nidoking coming out from my opponent, which, I'm more than okay to see, especially with a Virizion in the back. So here I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt onto the Rotom and the Psychic onto the Nidoking. Looks like he finally does reveal another Protect here, so Nidoking gonna be able to, save itself from any damage this turn around. Psychic, unfortunately, going into that one. I probably should have protected with Alakazam just to scout for the Protect. That would have been a smarter play there. As Thunderbolt probably gonna knock out Alakazam here, as it finally does. But, I'm more than pleased with the position I'm in at this point. So, I'm gonna bring out Bisharp, and at this point I can just go for the knockoff onto Rotom and the Hydro Pump onto Nidoking. Especially with the Virizion in the back, and Nidoking not being Choice Scarf, he, should be slower here, so he doesn't have many options. But a good Protect there. I think he definitely needed to go for the Protect there. For me, I was just going to play as safe as possible, knowing that Psychic would knock out the Nidoking. Looks like he's actually going to be fast, and he's running Earthquake here. Normally when I see the Nido family, I would assume Special, after seeing Special Nidoqueen win Nationals, but it's been a while since I faced against the Nidoking. So he's actually Life Orbed as well. That's kind of cool. As Hydro Pump here connects with the Nidoking, even if it doesn't knock it out, the Life Orb recoil is going to add up, but it does manage to pick up the KO here. So Nidoking goes down, as Knockoff should be able to come out and finish the game off against Rotom Wash. Let's see. Might survive. Yeah, he actually hangs on. He does set the Citrus Berry, so Togekiss, they're probably carrying like Rocking Helmet. Thunderbolt here coming out, knocking out Rotom. If my opponent, you know, I guess if Bishop didn't have Focus Sash, he had a shot at winning there, even though Rotom really would have carried the game. And with Rizian in the back, not much my opponent really could have done. So, really this match was just one off the fact that he allowed me to double target multiple times. Glaceon did obviously nothing. Togekiss did absolutely nothing either. So, it's kind of weird because even though, you know, using these relatively slow Pokemon against my opponent's team, which he had even slower Pokemon, it was able to, my Pokemon were able to come out and win. So, Alakazam there putting in some work, really helping me pick up 2 knockouts there, even though Rotom Wash, you know, was the real KO over there. Alakazam setting it up for the assist. So 2 really quick games for you guys, you know, not as intense as most Road to Rank games are, but obviously we are climbing the lower ladder, so I'm probably going to play some games in between to get the ranking up a bit higher, but pretty exciting way to kick off the week, where, you know, I'm a bit late here, but yeah, I really enjoy this team, and I think it'll be fun to use it throughout the duration of the week. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. It's good to be back. Sorry I missed the last 3 days. Leave a like always if you enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys next time. Alright, peace.